Hello and good morning. Now, for most people, Tuesday is just another day. But one thing most of us can agree on right here is that Tuesdays are the most productive day of the week.
Now, wouldn't you want to wake up to that good morning, the way it sounded? You know, just I just say good morning. You'd love to wake up to that. Everybody would love to.
Oh.
Yep, that's what we do. And in the spirit of productivity, well, take this Tuesday, grab it by the horns, by the balls, whatever you want to grab it. Make every moment worth it.
Wow. At that point, I'd like us to cut to the kitchen where we can ignore that comment. And see Winnie's beautiful face. How you doing, darling?
Awesome. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, world. Good morning to you, Susie. How are you guys doing?
We're good.
This is your good morning. If you wake up for morning, that's why they tell person good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, Benny, calm down.
Wow.
Hey, come on. Thank you for starting your day with us. My name is Mike Mesikeno.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. This is your #1 morning starter. And remember, you can stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv. And just make sure you have, your data ready.
Yep, that's if you. The app is you can watch us anywhere around the world. The data subscription she spoke about, it's not free. It's not. I don't know how you do it, but hey, come on, you can watch us. That's our TVC. That's the app. You see our logo, blue and yellow. Ensure that it's correct. There are many TVCs, but there is only one. That is the numero uno right here in Nigeria.
Indeed. Of course, we appreciate all your comments. It's with gratitude that we receive them on all our social media platforms. Please be part of the show with us and use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
And follow us at TVC Connect across all social media platforms. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC to interact directly with us.
So, we have quite a lot to talk about. We're doing a health segment today, as usual, on Tuesday. And now, when it comes to hypoglycemia, there are a lot of questions that many might have, especially since this past month is Diabetes Month. Now, Dr. Diran Onifade is really interested in developing the state of health in Lagos State through the adoption of health technology, and we're going to be talking to him in a little while. Now, we have our parenting segment coming your way as well today. Femi Shofolue, a thoroughbred, passionate youth teacher with more than a decade hands-on experience in teens and youth counseling, is going to be joining us to teach, or rather talk to us about how to teach responsibility. How do you teach your kids to be more responsible?
Wow. You relate to them as human beings, first of all.
And finally, the show is going to be joined by seasoned radio personality, rapper, TV host, executive producer, yoga instructor, fitness buff, and all-round nice guy, Andre Blaze. Now, he's going to be catching up with us when it comes to his journey in the industry. All right, then.
So this morning on my way here, I was listening to radio, and someone was talking about how he was raining since 12 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
Did it rain in any of areas?
No.
That's why I was like, where did it rain?
Where did it rain?
You're coming from behind, like, it didn't rain there.
No.
It didn't rain there. It didn't rain on where I am on the...
It didn't. So where was it raining?
Yeah, and then she was like, it's been raining since 12 o'clock, and it's a wet morning. I want to give the weather. And this is a very reputable radio station, so she couldn't just have been...
No, it's possible.
Well, it's possible. It depends on where she was coming from.
She said 12 a.m.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's possible.
12 midnight. So, at the first time I ever... the first time I ever had to go from a place where there was rain to no rain, that was when I was a kid. I was like, oh, so rain doesn't fall everywhere at once, because I felt like, when
it rains everywhere.
On the whole world at once. No. But then you go from a particular, as in you could see that, like...
Yes. It's clear here, it's cloudy here. It's like,
hey, come on, what's happening? Is there some...
All right, then. Thanks so much for joining us. It's time for another news update right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Now, the Lagos State Tribunal of Inquiry into a collapse of a 21-story building in the Ikoyi area of the state says it's waiting on the results of the tests conducted on the construction materials. Chairman of the panel, Toyin Ayinde, stated this earlier yesterday in Lagos. Now, Mr. Ayinde stated that the panel has conducted interviews with several eyewitnesses and stakeholders and will update the public on its proceedings. The tribunal began formal interviews with the witnesses on Tuesday, 16th of November 2021, in order to identify the roles played in the activities that led to the collapse of the building, and received the report from consultants who have conducted verticality tests, and of course, on the remaining structures standing in the premises of the collapsed building. The tribunal, which consists of 6 professionals in the private sector, was set up by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and began sitting immediately after its inauguration on Thursday, 4th of November. Outside Nigeria, United States has been added to an annual list of backsliding democracies for the first time. This is according to a report by the International Institute for Democracy and Electoral Assistance, a non-governmental organization which points to a visible deterioration which began in 2019. The Stockholm-based organization makes its annual assessment using 50 years of democratic indicators. It places about 160 countries into 3 categories, that is, democracies, and including backsliding democracies, hybrid governments, and authoritarian regimes. Globally, the report says more than 1 in 4 people live in a backsliding democracy, while 2/3 of the world live in either a backsliding democracy, hybrid, or authoritarian regime. Now, back in Nigeria, President of the Senate, Ahmad Lawan, is optimistic that the Electoral Act Amendment Bill will be signed by President Muhammadu Buhari, despite the rejection of some clauses on the bill. Section 52-3 of the Act, which adopts direct primaries as the mode of determining the elective positions within the parties, has drawn the ire of state governors who are vehemently against it. But the President of the Senate says most lawmakers believe this is the way things should go. He insists that matters have passed out of the hands of the National Assembly as the bill has been transmitted to the President for assent.
And it's no more with the legislature. So this is something that is now with Mr. President. If we are talking about the Electoral Amendment Bill, the National Assembly has finished its work, and the bill is here has been transmitted to Mr. President, and I think at this moment all eyes will be on what happens to the bill from the executive side rather than the legislature. This 9th National Assembly, we think deep, we think wide, we consult very broadly before we take any position. So I believe that whatever we send to the executive arm of government, Mr. President, for his assent, these are things that are well thought out, and I believe that the expectation of members of the National Assembly will be that this bill is signed.
And that's all we have time for when it comes to the news right here on Wake Up Nigeria for this hour.
Welcome back. You're still watching Wake Up Nigeria, and these are the headlines you're waking up to this morning. And I'll be starting from Vanguard. NSAS panel reports, I was attacked, caught like a thief. Witness, we see that on page 5. Still on the headlines, we have here for Vanguard, NSAS panel reports, I was attacked, caught like a thief. Witness, we have that on page 5. And for The Nation, we have Buni, why APC can't hold National Convention now. And that's all we'll take for the newspapers this morning. And now it's time for Coffee Gist.
Indeed, it's always a pleasure when we get to, come together and talk about things that happen.
No, it's not always a pleasure.
It is. It is.
It's always a pleasure.
It's always a pleasure for me, Sha.
Okay, so I wanted to start with a pleasurable story, Mike. I wanted to talk about good things first. Then we can now
No.
What do you think?
Because of the responsibility that is up to us, there's responsibility that at times is not going to be pleasant for you and all of that. But yeah, we are here to talk about things that are trending and all of that.
Yeah.
You had a wonderful experience which you had spoken about.
Yes.
And, I would love to talk about that. I would love to talk about the power of a brand. Branding is a word that has been used so much, and a number of people have come with different meanings when it comes to branding. Sure. People talk about what is not a brand. It's not just a logo. It's not just what you want to, the perception. I would say in simplest term, it's about an identity.
Sure.
And there was an identity that just arrived in Nigeria.
Yes.
Tell us about your experience.
Yeah, okay, so when you hear that there's a new food place in town, you're so excited. I think it might be a Nigerian thing, but it might be an international thing as well. So we heard that a very, very popular Burger King came into the country. And when the whole world heard that this particular burger joint opened, everybody, it was like all roads lead there. Now, that particular road, I just said, actually has a lot of traffic on it right now. People are wondering why.
Why, yeah.
And then me too. I carried my 2 left legs and said, you know what, let me go and try and find out what's going on. So I first of all went online to go check it out. But then when I got there, I saw a queue that was as long as, in fact, you know when you go to the embassy, you expect a queue. But when you go to buy a burger, you do not expect that queue. So my receipt number was 982.
But I don't get queues when I go to embassy. I just
982. Do you know what it means? So 982 orders had been made by the time I got there. And this was around 5 p.m. And they told me, don't worry, in the next 20 minutes, you'll be out of here. I was like, okay, cool. Then I just looked behind me. I saw a multitude, like as if everybody was trying to jackpot. I'm telling you.
How long did you spend before you?
So I got there just before 6, and I left there 7:45. Wow. Yeah. I left there at 7:45 p.m.
Did you leave immediately you got your order?
Yes, I left immediately. I left immediately.
No, almost 2 hours.
I wasn't gisting. No, I wasn't playing.
You know, this reminds me of there are times when I had to queue up for bread at some popular places. I know the queue, how there was no forming. Nobody was coming and forming like, I have my space, so let me sit down. No. You know, and that's why I opened up talking about a brand, how a brand name, what it can do to a particular product. I mean, you've heard about something and you know how it's good. You've tried it somewhere, and then you go to somewhere, you go to almost any length. You stand on the line.
We understand the branding name thing you're talking about, but see, this particular behavior is particular to Nigerians.
No, it's not.
There's a foreign...
No, it's not.
It is. Okay, I'm saying in this intensity.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I believe. Don't forget that, you know, I mean, abroad, a lot of people, I mean, especially when, for instance, one of the celebrities launch a product, and then they tell, okay, fine, it's launching on this date, and then... But the Nigerian one is that everybody knows, it's from overseas, it's coming to Nigeria, they're here now, we're going to shut it down and everything. So I think it's just something that happens because people are excited and they just want the experience and all of that. But me, what I personally do is just wait for the whole buzz to just cool off.
So there was a meme that came out that showed that particular brand burger joint in a picture, and they were like, these guys after 3 months, and then the picture was 2 slices of bread and akara inside.
Actually,
we tend to, we live in a place where we tend to, where quality tends to reduce over time and drop over time. Very
so
true.
that's why waiting is a challenge.
You know,
so maybe just queue up and get the best quality you can get now before it reduces.
You know, when you spoke about it, I remember when I see lines when maybe, for instance, a new Apple product has been launched or something. No, we don't queue here. We'll not queue and come on the streets.
No,
over there,
true.
they will queue to 2 streets.
Yes.
I've seen 3 streets. You'll see lines like this. I'm wondering where is this. But then you mentioned about how quality reduces over here. I spoke to a friend a few days back who is in Dubai. And he spoke about, it's still about branding and all of that, how much of how hard it is as a Nigerian living in Dubai. He could not get accommodation with his passport, and it just begs, it begs the question how far we have fallen as a brand, Nigeria as a brand. He said he had to go through different means to try and get accommodation because of what has been happening and all of that, and then the hush puppy case, a number of issues. They say when we come there, when we go there, the first thing we want to go get into is fraud and all of that. It's hard living even outside Nigeria with a Nigerian passport.
Very true.
So there's some people that try to build their brands over time, their individual personality brands now. Maybe you're a celebrity or you're a particular influencer. For instance, these new Big Brother winners, let's say the last set, it feels like a school class every year now. The last set of so a particular brand was supposed to take them to Dubai yesterday. And some of them, because of their brand, said, you know what, you guys can't get us better seats on a flight. We're not going. So that makes me question, are they really defending their brand? Are they defending their rights? Or are they just being a little bit entitled? So there's that fine line when it comes to building your brand. Okay, yes, I'm a certain level of popular now. I deserve better treatment from this international brand that's taking us to Dubai, right? But then where does it now fall onto the side of entitlement, where you're now requesting for more leg room in order to go on a free trip to another country?
And that's why, like, when you brought the issue up, I asked, I mean, how far is Dubai from Nigeria? And to be honest, I think it's just a simple case of entitlement, to be very honest, right? As much as, yes, they are celebrities, yes, they should be taken care of and everything, but then again, I believe that everyone should look beyond. And I think that's the point where, I mean, a lot of people fall off the wagon because you start making unreasonable demands, right? I'm not saying fine. I believe there's a reason. Nobody's trying to overlook you or anything to give you that space. I think, I mean, you're going on a free trip, yes, and all of that. All of this was gotten for you. It's not like you did any actual work. Get there, to be very honest. Do you understand? And now you're...
Let's hear what you think about that. Hit us up on social media at TVC Connect. Use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. We'll be right back after this time out.
Welcome back. You're still watching Wake Up Nigeria, and I'm right here in the kitchen with this amazing chef of mine. Is your name Taste?
Yes, my name is Taste.
Your name is Taste?
Yes.
Okay, so Chef Taste, where did Taste come from?
It comes from the food.
From the food,
yeah,
obviously.
And from the heart as well, too.
Okay, from the heart.
Yeah.
Nicely said. Okay, so what are we making this morning? First of all, how are you doing? You good?
I'm fine, I'm good.
You're great. Okay, so what are we making this morning?
Today we are making pancake wrap.
Pancake wrap? Because I saw flour. Whenever I see flour, I think Yamarita. Whenever I see flour and spice. So what exactly do we need to make this pancake wrap?
All right, what we need is vegetables.
Okay.
Then our sausage. Then we are using turkey sausage.
Okay.
Yeah, some people doesn't like pork.
Oh, okay.
So we do turkey.
You do turkey,
yeah.
All right. But you can make it with anything, depends on your preference, right?
Depends,
Any type of sausage, okay.
Yeah. Then we have our ingredient there.
Okay.
So that's all we need for pancake wrap.
We have flour now.
Yeah, we have flour.
This
we have sugar. This is milk.
Okay.
Yes.
And we have some garlic.
Yeah.
And
we have
some
onions, yes.
And some eggs. So this meal now, how long is it going to take? Because it seems like something you can just whip up in like a few seconds.
Yeah, it's going to take like 30 minutes.
Like 30 minutes?
Yeah,
That doesn't mean a long time. With the
prepping.
With the prepping, slicing, all of that and
Yes.
everything. Okay, that's awesome. So how long have you been cooking for?
I've been cooking for 5 years now.
For 5 years now. Okay,
Yes.
why did you decide to cook?
I started when I was a waiter then.
Okay.
Yeah, so since then I took it up.
So since then, you actually just got interested
I
in
love
it.
it,
So
yes.
what is the most challenging thing for you in the kitchen? Because a lot of people say, I like to cook, but
Yes.
honestly, I have to prepare myself mentally to get into that mood. So what is it for you that literally just makes you tired when you're cooking?
I can remember my first mistake that I did with akara. That's pancake beans. Yeah. I added oil to the beans. But I don't know, it's not going to foam.
Okay.
So by the time I put it in the oil,
It was just flat.
just flat. I said, oh, wow, this is totally messed up.
Is it?
So since then, I go through it, then I understand what cooking is. What cooking is, yes.
Okay, that's actually awesome. So now, what is that thing? I mean, so do you cook based on the fact that you have to cook, or do you cook because you actually, I don't know, it clears your head, or you just...
It's what I love doing. I love cooking anytime. Yes. When I cook, I don't get any stress or tired or anything. No.
You don't get tired or anything. So this particular recipe we're making today, how did you come about?
Oh,
This recipe?
these are...
Bring it yourself?
All right. No, these are signature dish.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not common.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so now tell me, run me through the process. So what are we going to be doing first?
All right, we're going to mix our pancake. Then we'll put that aside. Then we're going to
What's the
grate our
mixture like?
sausage. We use flour, sugar, milk, and salt, and egg
Okay.
for the pancake.
On the pancake.
Yes.
Okay.
Then we have to grate our sausage. We don't fry it because we're trying to escape oil.
Oil. Okay, so
Yes.
we grill it.
We grill the
Okay.
sausage. Yeah. Then we go through to the vegetables. We just cook it stir fry.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
That's
then,
what we do.
and then what happens? We put the vegetables in the pancake?
Yes. So
And
there is.
wrap it?
Yeah, that's why we call it pancake wrap.
Okay. So that's
Yeah.
what's going to... Also, it's like shawarma now.
Yeah, it's like shawarma,
Kind of.
just that
Just say, people just
the
give it different
pancake is the butter.
Is the butter as,
Yes.
as opposed to chapati?
Yeah.
The
yeah.
shawarma. Okay. This sounds interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to what this is going to be like. Now, do not forget that Very soon, we'll literally be having our cookout, right? And you can be a part of that. And all you need to do is probably post a video or a picture of yourself watching our show or cooking one of our recipes and tag us. And then you never know, you might actually get to be a part of that cookout and win amazing, amazing prizes, all right? Don't forget, it's at TVC Connect on all social media platforms, all right? So right about now, we'll be leaving Chef Taste to do all of this amazing stuff. And when we're back, more sweetness to come.
All right, then. I can't wait to taste what Chef Taste has in store. And, hey, we're going to be taking our parenting segment at this point. Femi Shofolue is a thoroughbred, passionate youth teacher, now someone with more than a decade hands-on experience in teens and youth counseling. Now, we're here to discuss how to teach responsibility. But the question now is, how do you teach what you may not have? Welcome back to the studio.
Thank you for having me this morning.
Good morning. Now, responsibility for children probably doesn't feel like it has as much weight as it does to parents, obviously because a lot of parents haven't really thought about teaching their kids about responsibility. How do they begin? Where do you start from as a parent?
As a parent, first, you must be responsible. If you don't know the state you are, when it comes to responsibility, you may need to take some assessment tests to know whether or not you are responsible. I've heard some children make comment like, Mommy, so-so person made me bite my tongue. When you hear such, you begin to feel like, it's your tongue, it's your teeth. Everything is in your mouth. How can somebody else made you bite it? If you check, a parent of such children probably have said things like, I don't like the way you make me yell. Yelling is what you did as a parent outside whatever the child has done. You have 100% control over your action. And when we talk about responsibility in children, we're talking about how to teach children to take responsibility over what they do or don't do.
So I have to take it now. So between siblings, let's say two siblings have an argument and something breaks, right? This is something that probably happens a lot in every average home. And you hear a child say, it wasn't me, it wasn't my fault.
Right.
It was his fault or her fault.
Right.
Pointing at the other child.
Right.
But they were both involved in the argument.
Yes.
So how do you explain to this child?
Well, as a parent, if a child is lying, because basically that is the bottom line. When a child refuses to take responsibility over what they have done, that is lying. That means such parent probably have taken too much, they have taken it too far when it comes to punishing children for what they did. You need to learn as a parent to separate offense from the offender. The children has committed an offense, and that is what they have done. They are not necessarily the offense. You don't throw a baby out with dirty water. You wash them, throw away the water, and keep the baby. The same way, protect the state of mind of your children when you are melting out disciplinary action over them. Let them know that what they have done is wrong, but that doesn't mean they are wrong. You need to validate who they are. And if you can do that as a parent, your children naturally will be responsible because they know that, yeah, I've done something wrong, but that doesn't make me a wrong person before my parent.
I want to take us back to that same scenario now. I can imagine some parents figuring out who out of the two children are actually to blame and meting out discipline on the one they believe is to blame.
All right.
Whereas, in my opinion, both children are at fault for even arguing or fighting in the first place.
Right.
And both of them should take responsibility. But how do you then not seem unfair to one child?
My question is, as a parent, why do you want to know who break what?
Okay.
If it's necessary to know, are you going to jail the child? Are you going to, what do you want to do with the knowledge? The knowledge is actually irrelevant. What is wrong is wrong. They were both arguing and they broke something at home. They both deserve to be punished. Okay. I do that for my children. Okay. And when somebody is trying to bring up scuffle, the next time you hear the other one saying, Daddy, somebody is going to do something and I'm not involved. Right there you can step in so that what happened in the first place will not repeat itself again.
Okay, now let's think about the parents now, who we started out by saying the parents must be responsible.
Yes.
What are the characteristics of a responsible parent?
Number one, as a responsible parent, you must see yourself as the number one tool for teaching responsibility to your children. Okay. You don't blame others for what you are supposed to do. You don't give your child a reason for not attending parent meeting in school. You are supposed to attend, irrespective of what happened. Oh, the batch my car, that is why I couldn't come. It's none of the child's business. You couldn't make it, couldn't make it. Take responsibility for that and apologize. Once you do that, you are teaching your child to be responsible for their action, and then you need to let them know that there are consequences for the actions they take and the one they don't take. As a parent, like the example I just cited, there is parent meeting in school and you couldn't make it. Don't give them any reason for not making it. Just own up to that lapses of yours and apologize for it. If you can do that as a parent, your child naturally will learn to be responsible for their actions.
Okay. So now there's a lot of, there's a fine line between this discipline and fear. So in the end, if a child is supposed to be a little bit more responsible and maybe over time you've not really instilled this sense of responsibility in them beforehand and you're just about to start, we run the risk of making this child fear instead of feel responsible for their actions. How do we discourage that?
As a parent, when you discipline, why do you do it? Do you do it to inflict pain or you do it to correct an action or an habit? If you do it, some parents discipline their child because they are angry, and you don't discipline a child in anger. If you do that, you are going to damage the self-esteem of that child. You are going to damage the moral responsibility of that child. That child naturally will tend to lie. But when you discipline them, if you do it in love, and how do you discipline children in love? After you are finished disciplining them, call them up, hug them, ask them, do they know why you did what you did, to be sure that they know why you did it. If they don't, explain it to them and let them know if they repeat this action, this is the consequences that will follow. Yet, that doesn't affect how much you love them. If you need to give that child an ice cream, don't take it away for that day. You have already disciplined him or her for what they did.
So don't take away
give
things.
Appropriate, give appropriate discipline to the offense they commit. Don't take it too far. You see, you just need to let them know that what they did is wrong. And once they get that, even sometimes you don't need to discipline them that much. Once they get that idea that what they did is wrong, your assignment is done. But taking it too long, like, oh, you are not going to eat until so time, you are not going to watch TV until tomorrow or next week, that is just too much. That is, they will see you as just being wicked. That is it, nothing more.
So now, a parent is watching right now. They want to start. They just want to start teaching this responsibility thing. Where did they start from? What are the things they can do today that will make a difference?
Like right now, ask yourself, what am I supposed to be responsible for as a parent? If you can locate one right now, be responsible for it and let your child see you taking that responsibility. For example, you just woke up this morning and you can't find your key. You are the one that drove in yesterday, your car key. You drove in yesterday, you kept the car key somewhere, and you don't know where it is. Now you are raging, you are shouting in the house. You need to stop that.
Okay.
And the moment you stop that and you are looking for your key, you can even use an apologetic tone. Oh, children, can you help me look for my key? They will see that you are taking responsibility for your own action. And from there, they begin to learn that it is good to take responsibility for whatever you do.
I have to say a big thank you to you. As always, Femi Shofolue here, very passionate about teens and youth counseling. Thank you so much for talking to us today. We would love to hear your opinion on this particular matter. Please talk to us. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. How are you teaching your kids responsibility? Can't wait to see it. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back with more.
Now we're still here trying to make our pancake wrap, okay? And now, okay, so Chef Taste, tell us, where are we?
Yeah, now we are done with our sausage.
That was quick. I don't know how he sliced this in few seconds. Okay, so we're done with grilling our sausages,
yes.
okay?
So now we're about to cook the vegetables.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. So now what do you need to do that? To cook the vegetables, which we actually slice. So right here on the plates, we have some onions, we have some tomatoes, peppers, carrots, green peppers, garlic, right? We have some curry, some thyme, some salt, some seasoning cubes already crushed, and we have our batter mix. So right here, I think he mixed flour. Okay, I mean, see the ingredients right there on your screen, right? He mixed flour, eggs, salt, sugar, and I think we had milk there. Yes, so we have the ingredients on your screen. For our pancake wrap, we have salt, eggs, flour, curry, garlic, honey, tomatoes, red pepper, vegetable oil, seasoning cubes. We have milk, sugar, carrots, onions, thyme, sausages, green peppers, and spring onions. And we're making pancake wrap. So now you oiled your pan, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And the onion is going in. So why do you guys do that as opposed to just turning it?
No, just to spread it.
Just to
on
spread
the pan.
this
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So you don't faster.
Okay. And he's adding the garlic now.
So you allow that to cook for about 2 minutes.
About 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Shake it, shake it, shake it. If you are not a pro, don't do that. You will just throw away all your onions. So about 2 minutes. Is that required texture you're going for?
No, just let
the
it
onions.
brown a bit.
Okay, to get all the flavor out, right?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. And okay. So now we're adding our carrots.
Yeah.
Because it's tough, right?
Yes.
So we need more time for it to cook and cook properly. Okay, and then just shake that as well. And so the idea is just to fry all of this.
Just to fry all of everything.
Yes, lightly.
Yeah.
And then before we go in for our pancakes. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Yes, on. It's on. It's on. Let me help you a little bit with that.
Okay, thank you.
It's on. Is the other, you can use that one or the other one. Yes. Okay, we're adding some more oil inside. So now this particular dish, where is it gotten from? Like what country is it from?
Actually, it's just evicted. Yeah.
It's just what?
It's just what we do, like how will I call it?
Okay, I know wraps are known. Like,
invent. Yeah.
Yeah.
What we create ourselves.
Yes.
Yes.
I know the wraps come. I know a lot of Lebanese that eat a lot of wraps, so I would say it comes from that area. I know Nigerians. We know how to accept certain things and then remix it into what we want.
That's the point.
So yeah, that's where it came. Okay, I understand that. I get that. So yeah, we'll just flip that. That looks nice and colorful.
Thank you.
Nice and colorful. Okay.
So now we are going with our seasoning.
Okay.
Just a pinch of salt.
What do you think? Do you think we as Nigerians, we actually cook with a lot of seasoning?
We Nigeria, we love seasoning.
Yes, we do.
We
do you think
yeah.
it's right? Because I believe the vegetables themselves, they have their own flavor and all of that. And sometimes this seasoning just like overshadow all of that.
So it depends on how you use it.
Okay.
So you got to play around with everything you have.
So it's not too much, right?
Not too much, yes.
So it just complements the taste of everything. Okay. That's nice. And then next up. So now in the pan, we have the onions, we have the green peppers, red peppers, and the garlic. And I noticed you had cucumber, but cucumber is not going in the pan.
Cucumber is going for the garnishing.
It's going for all the garnishing. Okay,
yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Then in case you want to know, the sausages, he didn't fry them. He actually just put them in the pan and grilled them slightly because they're usually half cooked most of the time. So it doesn't need too much.
So now we're going with the final vegetable, that is tomato.
The tomatoes was added in last, okay? So that's about it right now. He's not done. Definitely, we're definitely looking forward to coming back and seeing what that looks like in the end. So do not go anywhere because we'll be right back right here on Wake Up Nigeria.
So, my mouth is agape. There's just so much the ladies here are feeding me with. But I need to start this second segment with the question. Why do you ladies love bad boys?
Wow.
You'll answer that later. But then, hey, come on, welcome. It's the second half of your numero uno breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
Now, there's one thing I do know for sure is that we create history when we set our minds to it. This is the most watched breakfast show in the country, and it's called Wake Up Nigeria.
Now, of course, we're blazing, or always blazing hot on your screens. And something else that's also hot is Chef Taste.
Yeah.
I was like,
I thought you were going to
Taste.
say Winfrey, but
Auntie, you're coming here to explain why you like bad boys. But for now, it's Chef Taste we're looking.
Yeah,
Chef
so-
Taste, how's it going there?
Yeah, it's going well.
All right, that's all. See, very
Busy.
sharp. Just wait people
very
doing well.
busy. Don't disturb him, please.
Okay, we'll taste the food. I will know if your name is really, you know, where your name came from. But then, hey, come on. We're looking forward to that one, right? My name is
We're actually
Mike.
supposed to have a taster of the week.
Of the week,
come up.
yep, of
Yes.
course. That will be on Friday. So we'll put out the information on how you can be that taster on social media. So make sure you follow us on all our platforms. My name is Mike Mesikeno.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinsom. Remember, you can stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv. You can also use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC across all social media platforms to be a part of the show.
Okay, watch us live from absolutely anywhere around the world via our mobile app. You can download on Apple iOS and Google Play Store.
So once you have us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at TVC Connect, you can also connect with us that way. And we can't wait to see those comments.
All right. And then let's what we have left for the rest of the show
So we
today.
have the health segment coming up very soon. We have Dr. Dinro Onifade. We're going to be talking about some facts on hypoglycemia today.
Hypoglycemia.
When it comes to
we're talking
deficiency
about.
of glucose in the
Glucose in the body. You know, too little, too much can be a problem.
Yeah, we'll touch on that later on. Now, Dr. Dinro is very passionate about health technology, and he's been working on that for many, many years. It'll be great to have a conversation with him.
And our final guest is seasoned radio personality and television host, executive producer also, Andre Blaze. We'll be catching up with what he has been up to recently.
Yes, now that is the reason why we like bad boys.
So I need to get this clear, because this is going to inform my life moving forward. Do
You're a bad boy
you
now.
guys
You're a good
really...
You didn't know you're a bad boy.
A bad boy.
You know how stubborn you are.
I'm so good. Oh, no. But it's like you girls like bad boys. People don't like... Seriously.
Wow.
What is that thing that draws you to a bad boy?
What's the definition of a bad boy?
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what you're saying.
I don't know.
Bad,
you know?
bad boy.
Yeah, I'm not going to complete that song. No.
Behind the scene.
So the truth is, I feel like a lot of women look forward to a bad boy until they actually get one, and then everything changes, and then you're looking for the holy guy.
Yeah, because
To be very honest,
we
I
didn't-
believe every human being has that
What?
badness in
Oh,
them, to be
okay.
honest. Some people have not just discovered their own. Some
I
people
know.
have over-discovered their
I
own.
know,
That's
I
the
know.
only problem.
But people now want to go. So we good boys were having problems.
Which good
because
boy?
you people, you ladies want to go for the bad boys. What, I mean, what is it with...
A certain song is singing in my head, but
Exactly.
But I'm really very serious about this. What is that thing that draws
So I
ladies
think
to...
it's just so there is a tendency for the good boys to sort of
Be too
become
safe,
monotonous.
boring.
boring.
Oh wow, you used the word boring.
Straight up.
I wouldn't have used that word. Good boys are not boring.
Boring.
They are safe. Now the
can
truth is, women
Wow.
want safety. Last, you want safety.
It's
You
a
want
lie.
security.
It's a lie.
You want security. That's
But the
what
good
you
boys
want.
are the ones that are breaking their heart. They're giving the 7 a.m. breakfast anyhow.
Wow. Are you
Yes.
sure?
You see one guy that you see the kind
I
of
think
breakfast
life
they're
is all
serving.
about balance.
Are
I'm
you
telling
sure?
people this thing. Even the good ones, you have to have a tint of badness.
Okay.
Lifetime is too long. I mean, life is too
Once
long
you've
and
had
short
a
at the
bad
same
boy,
time.
you will shift to the good boys. Once a bad boy has shown you Pepe, then you will shift.
You cannot just
Your
be-
mindset, in fact, they will reset your brain for you. You know how far.
Good Boys Association, we need to come together. we have a meeting, very, very important meeting. I know there are good boys. I've seen many good boys. Aji, good boy. You know, there's some good boys around me. We need to come now and have a meeting because look, this life. We cannot come and kill ourselves. Okay. But hey, come on.
Yeah. Welcome back. It's time for us to take a news update right here on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Titilayo Onyison. Now, the Lagos State Tribunal of Inquiry into the collapse of a 21-story building in the Ikoyi area of the state says it's waiting for the results of the tests conducted on construction materials. Chairman of the panel, Toyin Ayinde, stated this yesterday in Lagos. Mr. Ayinde stated that the panel has conducted interviews with several eyewitnesses and stakeholders and would update the public on its proceedings. The tribunal began formal interviews with witnesses from Tuesday, 16th of November 2021, in order to identify the roles played in the activities that led to the collapse of the building and receive the report from the consultants who conducted verticality tests on the remaining structures standing in the premises of the collapsed building. The tribunal, which consists of 6 professionals in the private sector, was set up by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and began sitting immediately after its inauguration on Thursday, November 4th. Outside Nigeria, the United States has been added to an annual list of backsliding democracies for the first time. This is according to a report by the International Institute for Democracy and Electoral Assistance, a non-government organization which points to a visible deterioration that began in 2019. The Stockholm-based organization makes its annual assessment using 50 years of democratic indicators. It places about 160 countries into 3 categories. That's democracies, including backsliding democracies, hybrid governments, and authoritarian regimes. Globally, the report says more than 1 in 4 people live in a backsliding democracy, while 2/3 of the world live in either a backsliding democracy, hybrid, or authoritarian regimes. Back in Nigeria, President of the Senate, Ahmad Lawan, is optimistic that the Electoral Act Amendment Bill will be signed by President Muhammadu Buhari, despite the rejection of some clauses on the bill. Section 5-3 of the Act, which adopts direct primaries as the mode of determining elective positions within parties, has drawn the ire of state governments who vehemently against it. Now, the president of the Senate says most lawmakers believe this is the way things should go, and he insists that matters have passed out of the hands of the National Assembly as the bill has been transmitted to President Buhari for assent.
Legislature, and it's no more with the legislature. So this is something that is now with Mr. President. If we are talking about the Electoral Amendment Bill, the National Assembly has finished its work, and the bill is here has been transmitted to Mr. President, and I think at this moment all eyes will be on what happens to the bill from the executive side rather than the legislature. This 9th National Assembly, we think deep, we think wide, we consult very broadly before we take any position. So I believe that whatever we send to the executive arm of government, Mr. President, for his assent, these are things that are well thought out, and I believe that the expectation of members of the National Assembly will be that this bill is signed.
And that's all we have time for when it comes to the news. Welcome back. It's time for us to take the health segment right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Now, we do what we can to give you as much information about different health matters. So hopefully you can take some steps to making sure that you're a lot healthier, especially you and your loved ones. With us, we have, joining us to share some facts on hypoglycemia, Dr. Diran Onifade. Now, he's interested in the developing state of health in Lagos State through adoption of health technology. And he's a regular here on the show now. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me once again.
So we hear a lot about many different blood disorders, blood issues. We also have talked quite a bit about diabetes over the past few weeks. Only once or twice have we heard, hypoglycemia. So I was hoping we could give people a little insight into what it's all about and how they can look after themselves.
Okay, so we've been talking about diabetes in the past few sessions. So diabetes is hyperglycemia. That means the sugar is high. Yeah. And we know that whatever that goes up is going to come down. So positive, there's negative. So if there's high blood sugar, there's definitely going to be low blood sugar. Okay. So hypoglycemia is when the blood sugar level is low. Okay. As against when it was high in diabetes. So hypoglycemia simply means when the sugar level is low.
So the confusion now is people with diabetes or, you know, diabetes-like symptoms are often looking for a way to reduce their blood sugar.
Yes.
They are looking, but they're not looking to be hypoglycemic.
No.
Right.
No.
Okay, so please explain.
Okay, so there is a range for us to say your sugar level is high. So if it is not high, which is normal, that is normal sugar level, that is what everybody needs to be. You need to be in that bracket of where your sugar level is normal. Okay. When you go above it, that is diabetes. Okay. When you go below it, that is hypoglycemia. Okay. So the goal in treating diabetes is not to make you be hypoglycemic, which itself is very bad and can actually kill you faster than the diabetes.
Wow.
Yes. Okay. So you have to be very, very careful that when you are treating someone with high blood sugar, you don't tend them to low blood sugar. Rather, you make it to be normal range. Okay. You make it to be normal range. You don't make it to go down. So that is the technicality about that.
So let's talk a bit about the symptoms of hypoglycemia now.
Okay.
Because we did touch a lot on symptoms of diabetes. Yeah. What are the key indicators that someone could become hypoglycemic? Yeah.
Okay. When your sugar level is low, it's just like when you are hungry. Okay. Your cells are hungry for sugar. There's no sugar for them to have. So you become jittery. Okay. You will not be able to concentrate. Okay. You start sweating excessively. At times, the person might be hungry, the person might not be hungry, it depends on the cause. But the sweating and the jitteriness is one of the things that give it away. And the person will start having a fast heartbeat. Because the response by the body is, no, I want this thing, I want this thing. Just like when the child is asking for something. Okay. That is what happens when your sugar level is low. Once you see those signs, and in a previously maybe diabetic patient that is using drug, you have to be very, very cautious that what is going on. Why is this person jittery? Why is this person sweating? You see the palms to be very, very sweaty. You see the person cannot concentrate. You cannot assimilate. And a whole lot of all those things. Most likely, the sugar level is low.
So what is it that they need to do at this point? Because as we said, we don't want the sugar level to get too high. What are the first things that anyone suspecting that they have hypoglycemia should do? What should they do?
It's very simple. In fact, while I was in medical school, we had one case of someone that is having all these symptoms. And all we did was just a bottle of all these sugary soft drinks. Yeah, I don't want to mention a brand. Yeah. So just a bottle of all these soft drinks can just solve the problem. Really? Medically, if they bring them to the hospital, we tend to give them a free that contains sugar. Okay. And that we just give. But if you don't have all that and you just notice all that, just get any of these soft drinks that have sugar in it and you're fine.
Really?
It's as simple as that.
But isn't that what we were trying to avoid?
Yes, but you know, this time around, what happened? They say, this man is diabetic. We don't want to give him drink to take or all that. Yeah. We don't want to give him any of this soft drink to take. But this person has gone way beyond where we want him or her to be. Okay. So you just have to just give the soft drink and all that. Even if what you have is put a cube of sugar in water and give this person, you'll be fine. Okay. Then after that, that's not all. They will now have to find out what is the cause of this hypoglycemia. Okay. Is it because you have taken too much of your diabetic drug? Okay. Or is it there's something else in your system that is causing it? Probably your pancreas, one organ in the body that is not working effectively the way. So that's when we now start doing a raise of investigation. So it's not going to repeat itself again.
Okay. So this investigation, is this something you recommend immediately you notice someone is hypoglycemic, or do you just wait for a particular period of time, or is there a medication you prescribe? Once
you see that sign, the very first thing you can do if you have the glucometer is you quickly do the finger prick. Okay. And that's why with our Doctor Connect thing, what we have is that we have all in one together where you can check all these things. Okay. When you check the sugar level, once it is low, sometimes it might be as low as it will not even bring any result. You'll just be seeing low from the machine. Wow. You're just going to show that it's low. So that way, just give the person any sugar drink. And the person is going to be fine. Okay. All right. Yes. And that's all they need to do, basically? For that emergency treatment, that is all they need to do. But you can scale it up and bring the person to the hospital for us to now know what exactly tip this person into the hypoglycemia. Is it that he's taking overdose of the drug? Is it that there's something in the system that is not working perfectly, and we scale it up from there?
All right. So now you did initially scare us a little when you said hypoglycemia could kill faster than diabetes.
Yes.
So how did you mean?
Okay. If your sugar level is high,
Okay.
complications might start happening over time. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and all. And you can start taking drugs before it starts affecting your eyes, your brain, your heart.
Yeah.
That can give you like 5 to 10 years.
Wow.
If you have hypoglycemia now, you can die within minutes.
Wow.
Because the brain is not getting enough sugar. The brain needs a lot of sugar to work. The muscle needs a lot of sugar to work. All of them, all the cells in the body need sugar to work. And if it is down, the person can just die. And that's what there's something to say in medicine that you rather treat person for hypoglycemia immediately than for you to worry that it's hyperglycemia. Because if you don't treat the hypoglycemia, because there's different type of hypoglycemia can cause a coma, hyperglycemia can cause a coma.
Yeah.
If the cause of the coma is because of the hypoglycemia, and you don't treat it by giving more sugar, and you are worried that the person has diabetes, the person must have died before you realize that it's hypoglycemia.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Doc, hopefully the message is clear and is connecting with someone out there. But I think overall, we all need to take our health a lot more seriously, and we all have to go for these checks, these medical checks, ever so often. How many times should we go for these medical checks?
Yeah, it depends on the family history. If you have history of diabetes in your family, probably you can do it like once 3 months, once in 6 months. If you don't have any of that and you don't have any symptoms, once in a year is fine when you are doing your annual checks.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Odinro, for that one. If you have any questions or you would like to make a contribution or share an experience, use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC, and we'll connect with you.
Okay, finally on the show, joining us, seasoned radio and TV personality, rapper. For some of you that don't know, dancer.
And yoga instructor.
Dancer, yoga instructor, executive producer, Andre Blaze. He is here. Oh, it's great to have you, Andre. You are welcome. You're welcome.
Mike, I should get you to fill in my LinkedIn. Seriously.
Let's go back a bit.
You're laughing at your intro. What exactly is funny about it? Can you explain
Let's
that?
go back a bit. This guy is one of the best dancers I ever saw.
Okay.
Let's go back. I mean, this was what now? This is 2000. What now? 2001.
Yeah.
Port Harcourt, Choba, Uniport, Spirit of David. Let's wait. Okay.
In the opening bout of this interview, you've already just put me out there in the wind. Well done.
Let's talk about school and all of that. After school and the movement into media and all of that, you started out as a wonderful dancer and all of that. How did it happen?
I think I've always had an interest in the ranges of creative expression. So first there was poetry, then there was a lot of reading growing up, a lot. So there was reading.
It shows.
There was a lot of reading. There was some poetry, then there was rap. And rap music really changed everything for me. Because rap music, the sort of rap music I did or I liked was more freestyle battling. So there was the emphasis was on being able to stand there, think up the response, deliver it. So you had to think about content, but also think about how you were going to deliver that content. But after you've done that for a little while, your brain sort of gets used to being able to pull a quick draw, you know, like go from the hip and just get it. Radio came in later after I did a year of print. Radio was 6.5 years, I believe, which was easily the best time of my life.
Oh, wow. Many people say so.
Radio is, no disrespect to television. No. Wow. If he's looking at me
I was like, no, keep going.
Radio is beautiful because radio forces you to think on your feet in a way that television sort of lets you off the hook from, apart from you guys.
So we're not thinking.
No, you guys are thinking for everybody else on TV, inclusive of me. So, you know, thank you. We salute you. Yeah, so that was the progression. Print, radio, then television, then everything else in between.
Okay, great. So what is it about the intro as a rapper that actually made you laugh so much?
I don't think I've identified as a rapper in the last 20 years. So it's hilarious.
So, okay, so
that's still
someone
on
actually,
record.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And then now you move into production, executive producing. You have a show.
Oh, okay, roll it back, roll it back. Okay. Okay, so there's been a bit of a furlough when I grew interested in other things. I developed an interest for technology.
Okay.
And as usual with me, I get obsessive about pretty much everything I'm interested in. So I went off to study that for a couple of years. And then I got a call from, and I think I've said this on social media, so it's on record. I got a call from the person who is easily my favorite creative to work with.
Okay.
And then he goes, oh, hey, I know you like code right now. I know you like building applications and software, but I've got this idea for TV, and I think you would like it.
You'd like it.
Okay.
So we sat down, we had a conversation. It took all of maybe 40 seconds.
For you to say yes.
Yeah.
No, remind me of Justice League, and I think it was Flash. And then Batman goes, I want you to be, hold it. Yes. But wait, just before we go to that, let's talk about coding and all of that. You got into coding at, you know people feel like for you to get into coding, you have to start from a very young age. But you got in after, you got in after. What pushed you into it?
As an old man.
Yeah, what pushed you into it, and how can someone who feels like I don't have time or maybe I'm too old, how can someone get into technology?
Well, I think the first thing is to get rid of the fear of what technology means. A lot of people think that it's something that is going to be naturally more difficult than they have the ability to scale up to. But technology is, I mean, my end of technology, I'll speak for myself. I'm a full-stack developer. Most of my languages are really high level, so they're easy to understand. They read almost like regular English.
Okay.
I think the most important thing you have to do is set aside time and commit yourself to it.
Okay.
With as little as, I'd say, 4 hours a week, and a lot of time on your hands and consistency, you could be building your own applications in as little as 6 months, I'd say, effortlessly. But it does, programming is not like anything else I've ever done. I've been an athlete, I've been in media and all of that stuff. Programming's difficulties are unique. It's like, okay, I see you, and I know you're smart, and you have all of these accolades on your name. That's nice. No, that's not going to work here.
Okay.
No, go back to square one.
Okay,
Start again.
so I think the question for me is that how have you managed to transition so smoothly into that, and why, more importantly, why? What was it about radio that just chased you away, even if you thought, I mean, I did it so effortlessly and I loved doing it.
That was the best
and do you understand? So why did you decide to go from being out there to literally, you know, how cool is that now?
Yeah.
You guys are literally in a cave most of the time.
And I am. I've got to be honest. I think the very first thing was burnout. And it's an ugly thing to talk about, especially in the creative space. Yes.
It is.
But burnout is real, and burnout does happen. And I experienced my very first run with burnout as far back as 2011.
Was there a particular incident that happened?
No, I think I came into broadcasting with an idea of what I was going to be able to do, because I was essentially taking my blueprint from what I'd done on radio. So I thought, oh, you know, you do the research, you get the ideas right, and then you show up and done. No.
Okay.
On TV, it's like, no, do you look good? And what are you wearing? And did you look at that camera the right way when you're doing that? Okay, I'll do that 200 more times.
I tell you.
So you didn't get burned out from radio, or you got burned out from TV?
I got burned out in my first 2.5 years on TV.
Thing you were trying to say earlier back? Will you take it back? Will you take it back? Will you?
I feel like I hear someone call my name. I just don't know.
I know one show you did, Men's Corner, but you did that for a while and all of that. How's the experience with that? Was that where the burnout came from? Or?
No, no. Right. Burnout was way earlier in my career. I'd say maybe 2011, and then I took a step aside. I originally intended to go off and get into something else, find some new line of pursuits that would reawaken my eagerness to learn and practice. I looked at tech, ironically, then, but right before I actually got, weird story, I became a partner at a tech company, and that partnership lasted for about 6 months in its entirety. But I was literally there and thinking, oh, I really want to do this. And then I got a call, and someone offered me sort of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to work with a board that was looking into issues in the Niger Delta, which is something I'm very, very passionate about, because that's where I'm from. And they were looking at reapproaching violent actors in the Niger Delta, really young violent actors, and creating a pathway for them to find redemption, both socially and personally. I was very keen on that, and that project lasted roughly 2.5 to, no, pardon me, 4 years in total, end to end. So when I got done with that, came back out, jumped back into TV, liked it a little bit, and then got bit with the technical bug, and here we are.
No, so the technical bug, where did it come from? Did it come from the currency?
No.
Are you honest?
No. No slander. No, I was not trying to trade in any of the fancy currencies, no. The technical bug came from an old dragon. And one of my oldest dragons, one of the things that soundly whooped me as a child was math. I failed math, literally from as far back as I can remember, from primary 3 all the way out of secondary school. Like I just failed.
I failed math too.
I love you failing math.
Nice to meet you, but just once.
Cannot be.
And he thought you were kindred spirits.
Pretending to be like us. How dare you? No. It was an attempt to reapproach mathematics. And running into the brick wall of not being able to do it again and again and again. And eventually I thought, you know, find an alternative route. So I went looking, and someone random, and thank heavens for that person, suggested, why don't you find something to use as a conceptual language so that you can not just do math as an abstract thing, which is very difficult for people who are creatively inclined, because we think in pictures. And math is all about putting quantities to reality. That's not something creatives think about much. So when I tried that and failed again and again, someone pointed me at a programming language and said, you should try that as a way to learn math. And I said, you know what? I've wasted about a month of my time. What's another month?
And then you tried it.
And then I tried it, and I liked it, and I liked it, and here we are.
Wonderful. Now, the rush seems like something that is satisfying for you. It's like it brings a number of your personalities all together and all of that.
Yes.
How satisfying is that? What's the experience like on the rush? You have to think about it.
I have to. The rush is satisfying on multiple levels for me. It's satisfying on the level of the creative. Can I send a few shout-outs first? Let me start with that. All right. So first and foremost, to the team at The Rush, to the production team, to the distribution team, to the technical guys, to the guys who are working behind the scenes, to the writers, to the guys on social media, to the director himself. You guys are amazing. And I really hope that I could get a soapbox high enough to get up and tell you how I really enjoyed working with you on this first season, but I guess this is the soapbox of all soapboxes. So, awesome.
So on a personal level, on a personal level,
The Rush was created almost as though I was going to create it.
So they had you in mind.
Literally. So when the director called me and said, you should work on this, I was like, yeah, dude, I should. It's got fitness. It's got human optimization built into it. It's got a lot of interaction with people who are on the cutting edge of defining trends, the young people, of course. And it sort of questions a very old, randomly accepted truth that, Nigerian youth are lazy. Well, I've had 9 weeks to hang with those people.
And they are not lazy.
You're wrong.
You know what? You're going to talk about that with Titi in the kitchen and Winfrey. We have something for you. You're going to talk about The Rush, but we have something for you. I hope. Are you vegetarian?
No.
Okay. All right. So, Winfrey. All right. So let's get Andre for something. All right. That way.
I didn't know there was breakfast meal.
Okay. Breakfast time.
Hello.
Welcome. Finally got you on the show. Take a seat.
Titi.
What?
So this is your domain. I like it.
This is our domain.
Ooh,
our domain. It's
okay.
a team effort.
Hello.
Hi.
We are pleased to present Chef Taste.
Chef Taste. That's an audacious name.
Okay, so he's been slaving away in the kitchen to prepare this amazing meal, which is actually pancake wrap. Right? It looks like shawarma, but doesn't taste like shawarma. I'll show you that. Okay, so now the idea is for you to taste it and let us know what you think about it.
Go ahead.
how much comprises the taste? I mean, it smells good, which is kind of like the heaviest test.
You decide.
Just let okay.
Yeah.
Gang. Okay. How many expressions did you just give us in 3 seconds?
Your crabs. Could win an Oscar.
Oh, nice.
Well done.
Chef taste.
They normally say, if it's been well done, you kiss the chef, but this is Nigeria, so just going to go with fist bumps.
Please do not kiss the chef.
Well done.
We are pleased to say thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're wrapping up another show today. We thank God for that. But we have so much more in store for you on TVC. Of course, we're going to be back again at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. But Mike, any words of wisdom for us?
It's okay. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Mr. Mesikeno, you know we love you. Bye.
Bye.